Hi, I'm Natasha with BareTalkTV, and recently in an article written in Forbes by actually a friend of mine, Penny Green, she talked a lot about the lack of representation of females on boards. And this has been a huge bone of contention for me because I just see all of these boards, especially in the cannabis industry, that are full of, and I hate to say it, the male pale and stale. Like they're full of the Davids and the Warrens and the Trevors, and there's no females. And what you do see sometimes is females on advisory boards, but for some reason we're not being put up to that level of like board appointments. And so I just wanted to know what your thoughts were and why do you think we're still in this place of a lack of females on boards?
I think it's sad that it's even still an issue in this day and age. I mean, like, you know, the US almost had a female president. The Canadian government, Justin Trudeau, has evenly made his cabinet exactly equally male and female proportions.
Let's hold that thought because I have some thoughts about that as well.
So I can't believe it's really still an issue, you know?
Yeah, but it is still an issue because it's usually on boards like that, it's still a big boys club, right? You know, you find that out of a 7 board members, there's only 1 female. What is it, like 20% or even less than that in Canada?
Yeah, I think we're seeing, there was a study out of the UK that said they're actually closer to like 30% of females on boards. But what we're seeing is, I mean, as we all know, is that our population is made up of at least 50% women. And so why isn't it representative? And we won't even get started on the colored and the diversity side of it, but I do want to go back to the point you made about Justin Trudeau.
Okay.
So one of the things that I need to make clear is that I don't think the whole tokenism quota side of it that you really see on the left side of the political agenda is what we want. Because then I think you're setting up women to fail. When you're like, we're going to make 50% of our cabinet females because it's 2016, and then a lot of those, just because they're females.
Right,
like I think we need to find a fine balance. Like how are women going to be placed on boards because of their merit and not because of their vaginas?
That's true, but I think it's a start, right? It's a start. You have to start somewhere and then grow from there. I think this 50% is, or the quota, is to give people a chance.
But some of those women didn't do very well in those roles, and now that gives someone a reason to say, well, look what you did.
That's so true.
You know, you don't set up people to fail, but we need to find a way to push women forward and be queen makers. There's so many king makers out there. We need queen makers who are pushing women forward based on their merit, because we know there's a lot of us.
No, there's a lot of, there's definitely a lot of us, but I think the more you put out there, the more you're going to get the gems in the rough, right?
I'm sorry, I just don't like Justin Trudeau, so maybe I was just a little bit biased.
Okay, we come to the real key of the issue here, all right.
No, I totally understand that. I always believe you should be chosen for your merit. Definitely, it shouldn't be based on color, race, gender, or no matter what. But sometimes you have to force things in order to make it change.
And I do agree with that. And I think calling it out is important too, because I think a lot of times we'll talk in our small groups and be like, oh my God, I can't believe it's still not there. But if we all have a public platform, we need to use that platform to call it out. And if we know people who are the CEOs and on boards, we need to call them out too.
Yeah, and I think it's women have to advocate for themselves. I think we have to be the ones who are proactive and ask for more. Ask to be, you know, take a risk and try to approach people who are on board. You know what? I don't have experience, but I can be valuable on your team. So I think it's our responsibility.
Or I have an MBA and I have this much experience and I need to be on your board because...
If you were on a board with, say there was maybe like 10 males and 3 females, you included, would you feel, like, for the lack of a better term, like intimidated, or would you feel any sort of lesser able to voice yourself?
No, not at all, but I think maybe I'm a little bit different because I just don't give a fuck about what people say. And
there you go! We need more women like you!
A higher sense of confidence than I should, but it's here.
Girl power!
Girl power!
Yes!
So I think this issue of females on boards is definitely one that's been around for a while, and I'm hoping it's going to leave soon. But if you have any thoughts, if you have any success stories or any challenges, please comment below and on our social media. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Natasha with BareTalkTV.